So we now know that traditional business markets are being disrupted by these new technologies, and that the board and senior leadership and CEOs are going to have to change their approach when setting strategies. What we're going to look at in this section is 5 key trends that organizations also have to consider and utilize when they are forming their strategies. And this comes from the World Economic Forum's white paper on the digital transformation of industry. And I've got our 5 titles, our 5 trends up on screen. And the first one we're going to look at is the Internet of Me. And this is quite a wide-ranging term. One way that it can be interpreted is that users are placed at the center of a digital experience, or it can be a description of a technology which connects users' minds and bodies with the online world. Now, whichever kind of interpretation you choose to use, surely the point we can take from this trend is that people are now being put at the center of technology. So what can this mean? Well, for example, it can mean that people are now able to use their heating systems and refrigerators from anywhere by just tapping into an app on their smartphones. Or it can be more personal. It could be smartwatches that indicate the user's level of anxiety or the mood that they're in. Now, applications may exist to marry these new types of data with business uses. So, for example, businesses may be able to use a person's stress levels that they've got from their smartwatch to be able to target relaxation products or health services. So what we've got there is the user being at the center of the experience by using their own smartwatch to tell them how they're feeling, but also then businesses using that data to put that user at the center of their experience by focusing their advertising to them because of how they are feeling. So how does this fit into an organization's strategy? Well, the Internet of Me as a concept focuses on how goods, products, services, or experiences can be improved for that end user through the use of digital tech. So, for example, I've recently replaced my electric radiators. Now, my previous electric radiators are really impossible to set, to program. So, I'd only ever be able to turn them on or off. I could never say, I want this to come on at 5 o'clock or anything like that. So, I've replaced my electric radiators. And what these new line of electric radiators do, it enables the user, and me in this case, to set the temperature using an app on my iPad. So when the organization was designing that product, they were putting the user at the center of that experience. By thinking about the Internet of Me, they were thinking about how that good could be improved for the end user. Okay, so that's one of the trends that organizations have to consider when setting their strategies. The next is the outcome economy. Now, traditionally, organizations compete with each other over products they sell or services they offer. However, the outcome economy is different. In the outcome economy, organizations instead compete by delivering measurable post-purchase results of a product or service that is meaningful for the customer. So, for example, let's give you some examples here because that just sounded like a jumble of words, I'm well aware. Let's imagine, for example, we've got a gym. Well, they may not just focus on offering fitness classes and equipment anymore, but instead they may focus on the overall health of its customers and use that as a measure of its success. Or you can also see we've got a plant growing on screen. Let's imagine, for example, we've got an agricultural supplies firm. Now, they may sell products such as seeds and fertilizer and pesticides to farmers. Now, traditionally, in selling these products, the company would have competed with other companies on the price and quality of those products so that the customer, the farmer, chooses that organization's products. But in an outcome economy, companies focus on the outcome. So instead, the agricultural supplies company would compete on the promise to the farmer of the expected high yield of crops the farmer would be able to get from their land. So how is an agricultural supply company able to promise a farmer their yield? Well, firstly, it'd be done in a number of ways, but firstly, they would carry out an analysis. Now, they could analyze the farmer's climate, or they could analyze a farmer's soil composition, and then that could be combined with software in web-connected tractors and planters so that the exact seed mix can be sown in the most optimal way. So the agricultural supplies company would know how much crop could be sown in the most optimal conditions and would know the conditions in which the seeds are going to grow. And so what they would sell to the farmer is the expected high yield rather than compete about sales of seeds or quality of seeds. Okay, so that's the outcome economy, when the economy is focusing on the outcome that an organization is offering. Let's scroll across now to the platform revolution. Now, platforms are basically computer systems that can host services that allow everyone from businesses to consumers to connect and sell resources. And in fact, the importance of these platform businesses could already be seen by 2013, when 14 of the top 30 brands, and this was ranked by market capitalization, were platform orientated. An example of a platform-based companies are Airbnb and Uber. And these are made possible by advances in cloud computing and mobile connectivity. And in order for businesses to be able to stay competitive in their markets, they will need to be part of the platform revolution in order to expand and nurture their ecosystems. Okay, the next trend is the intelligent enterprise. We've got intelligence enterprise. It's the intelligent enterprise. My apologies. So by taking advantage of advances in data science and cognitive technology, and that's where artificial intelligence carries out tasks that were previously done by humans, organizations can turn big data into smart data. Now, we talked about big data earlier on. So smart data can be defined as big data that's been processed and turned into actionable information that is able to be used by the organization. And then smart data can be used to drive automation processes with the aim of improving levels of operational efficiency and innovation. So, for example, a system may contain all of the historical data of a salesperson's previous sales. Now, the intelligent enterprise system would use data and be able to predict which present deals would most likely close in the short term, and then recommend to the salesperson how to achieve this. And that's through advances in data science and cognitive technology. Okay, the fifth trend that we're going to be looking at is reimagining the workforce. So, surely we're all aware that the use of machines is becoming far more widespread in the workplace. But luckily for us, that doesn't mean it's the end for humans. Instead, there's going to be a greater need for people to be able to work together with technology. And this can be done in a number of ways. So it can be done through wearable technology to natural user interfaces. So for example, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be aware of this example. When using the Xbox Kinect, the game player uses motion to control games. There's no physical controller to actually play the games on the console. Now, this is what a natural user interface is. Now, the Kinect didn't actually take off as a game controller, but the applications have moved beyond gaming and into the workplace, and the same technology that was used in the Kinect has now been harnessed and used in operating theatres in hospitals to allow surgeons to manipulate nearby screens via voice and hand gestures, because of course they really don't want to get their hands dirty. So by not having to touch any screens, they're making sure the environment is much more sterile. So there we go. That is our list of digital trends that hopefully you can see are changing the way organizations work. And hopefully we also can see that technological advances are starting to impact all areas of organizations. And it's vital that organizations can understand where they can apply these technologies and ideas so that they can gain a competitive advantage by building them into their strategies.
And if you enjoyed that video and would like to see more from us, be sure to like and subscribe, and consider following us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or go to our website linked in the description.